Welcome back to the David Pakman Show. I am still Brittany Page from the Page Perspective on YouTube, and I am yet again still the guest host for today while David is out. Thank you for joining us here. It is not every day we get such a clear illustration of Republican hypocrisy, but that's what we have today in Texas's SB 10, which requires public schools to display the 10 Commandments. Never mind that a similar law in Louisiana was struck down by a federal court as unconstitutional. Texas is ready to join the fight. The interesting piece of this is that SB 10 passed the House in Texas on a Saturday with a final vote on Sunday. Saturday is the Jewish Sabbath and Sunday is the Christian Sabbath. And as one Democratic Texas representative, James Tallarico, pointed out, this act is at odds with the 10 Commandments Republicans want to force on public schools.
Does the gentlelady yield for some questions?
Well, the lady yields for questions. The lady yields.
Thank you, Representative Noble. What is the fourth commandment?
Are you referring to my to the way it's written in the bill?
Yes.
Okay, right. Keep the Sabbath. It's about us being here on Saturday. Is that ironic or what?
So what does it mean to keep the Sabbath holy?
Well, I think it's, you want to get into theology here? I'd love to if you'd like to.
You know, something tells me she doesn't want to actually have a theological discussion. Something tells me she wouldn't love to do that, because when she was asked directly what the fourth commandment is, she couldn't answer. And the man behind her, I'm assuming an aide or something, was quietly coaching her along. But we see where this is going. Representative Noble there is being forced to grapple with the hypocrisy, and she's struggling. Let's see how this continues.
God, who founded the world, didn't need rest, and yet he took a day of rest after he did creation, and I think he was a good example to us to take a day of rest, and that is enshrined in our rules, in our Constitution, where it says accepting Sunday in our very early documents as a nation.
And so part of keeping the Sabbath holy is not working on the Sabbath?
That is, yeah.
And what is
a day of rest.
The 10 Commandments come from Judaism. What day is the Jewish Sabbath?
It is on Saturday.
And what day is it today?
It is Saturday. Here we are.
The Christian Sabbath is what day?
Sunday, in honor of the day that Jesus rose from the dead.
And we're scheduled to give this bill a final vote on what day of the week?
It's ironic, isn't it?
Would you be willing to postpone your bill so that we're not breaking the 10 Commandments by working on the Jewish or Christian Sabbath?
I love that you said that, because if we had not had your point of order the other day, we would have actually already completed that.
And so, Representative Noble, you're saying that you'd rather tell people to follow the 10 Commandments than follow it yourself?
I would have rather have had this bill passed the other day when it was time. And you know, that's really sad that we are under such a crunch in time now with the end of session. Our Texas forefathers only gave us 160 days to pass bills, and that's where we are in this session.
Yes, it's really sad. It's really sad that they were only given a limited amount of time by the Texas forefathers, so they're having to break the rules laid out in their holy book, having to break the 10 Commandments in order to get it done. Well, it seems like if those constraints, both the constraints from the Texas forefathers and those pesky 10 Commandments, you gotta cope with your constraints, right? I mean, here's one thing I want you to pay attention to going forward in this video is how many hypocrite reinforcements arrive to her side as this exchange continues.
We as a legislature are about to force every teacher in the state to post the 10 Commandments in their classrooms.
If they are donated.
Do members of the Texas legislature follow the 10 Commandments?
Is that about the bill?
Your bill is about the 10 Commandments.
Yes,
I'm asking, do members of this legislature follow the 10 Commandments?
So again, this bill is about honoring our historical educational, and judicial heritage with the displaying of the Ten Commandments.
The ninth commandment is thou shalt not bear false witness. Are you aware of any legislators who have lied about anything?
That is, there might be one coming up in a minute if you keep talking. We'll see.
The seventh commandment is thou shalt not commit adultery.
Yes?
Do you think that members of the legislature should focus more on trying to follow the Ten Commandments rather than telling others to follow them?
Maybe they didn't have them posted.
It is incumbent on all of us to follow God's law, and I think that we would be better off if we did.
So I know there's some drama there, some mystery about some liars and cheaters, but just gonna let you know up front that there's never any names that are dropped, just a strong implication that that entire room is aware of the liars and cheaters in the chamber. And it seemed like the message was received. Now, my favorite part of this exchange is actually how it ends.
In the committee hearing for this bill, you said that students should see the Ten Commandments in their classroom and remember, quote, God is watching. Is that correct?
What?
In the committee hearing for this bill, you said that students should see the Ten Commandments in their classroom and remember, quote, God is watching.
I do not recall that.
You said it in response to a question from Representative Bryant in the Public Education Committee. You don't recall that?
No, obviously you do, though. That was like 4:30 in the morning.
Okay.
We were all pretty sleep deprived. I don't remember in what response that was, if indeed that was a response. I do, however, believe.
The lady's time has expired.
Thank you.
Boy, was she eager for that save, right? She doesn't remember saying that, you guys. She was sleep deprived. I mean, listen to those excuses. She wants to force 10 commandments into schools, into public schools in Texas. But she doesn't want that to be a reminder that God is watching. It shouldn't be an implication of pressure. It's just decorative. It's a decoration, just like how it is for her, given the fact that she can't state what the commandments are off the top of her head and doesn't actually follow the commandments. In fact, laughs at the suggestion that she should. So shout out to James Tallarico for this important line of questioning, which may seem petty to some people, but I think it's important. It's an important exercise in exposing the hypocrisy of those on the right who want to hold the rest of us to a standard that they don't even apply to themselves.
After researching, writing, refining, The Echo Machine, my book, is finally out. This is not just a book about how American politics got so broken. It's also about what's happening right now and what we can still do to stop things from getting worse. Trump's been back in power. The results have been even more catastrophic than many feared, with targeting of political opponents and gutting democratic institutions, laying the groundwork to even further consolidate power. But the thing is that none of this is inevitable. The same forces that brought us here can be countered if we understand how they work and what to do about them. And that's what the Echo Machine is all about. Some say that without corporate media backing, books like this can't succeed. I think we can prove them wrong. You can get the Echo Machine right now at davidpakman.com/echo on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Audible, Kindle, or by calling any local bookstore and asking them to order it. This book is more important than ever. If you care about what happens next, and I do, check out The Echo Machine today at davidpakman.com/echo.